Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about two stories. Shout out to Time React. She has a YouTube channel. She alerted me about one of the stories that I'm going to share with you, but the first story that I want to share with you is coming out of Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York has a very high amount of Jewish people there. And this woman is, I believe, she's a Jewish wig maker in Brooklyn. She mowed down a woman and her two children. This is absolutely horrible. Actually, her three children, two of her daughters, the mother passed away, her two daughters passed away, her son is in the hospital, and she actually had the audacity to say, "The devil made me do it." She said, "The devil made me do it." Her name is Miriam Yarimi. Okay, and the woman who passed away, her and her two children, I mean, can you imagine just walking down the street and a car comes out of nowhere and mows you down? I can't imagine the pain they went through. Okay, it's absolutely horrific. This is crazy. She's saying that she was possessed. She was not possessed by a devil. Okay, she's saying this as an excuse. There was no man with a pitchfork that jumped in her body and made her run down this mother and her two children. So actually, let me show you this real quick. She had 93 violations already. She was actually, I believe, driving without a license. She had a suspended license. She also had 20 speeding tickets. This woman is absolutely insane. Now, she was making big money. She had a nice car. She was living it up, partying, and she believed, I don't know what was going on with her. I don't know what was going on with this woman, where she felt invincible or she just didn't give a crap. This is not the first time she had been in trouble with the law. Okay, so she's making a good money. She's making good money, right? She's a wig maker. Now, a lot of people don't know that Jewish women wear wigs. People love to try to paint this picture that is just black women wearing wigs and all this stuff. No, Jewish women wear wigs. It's a part of their culture, Jewish American women. And I don't want to take the focus off the victim, but I wanted to educate you real quick, people who don't know that they also do wear wigs. Check this out real quick.
Hey, my name is Tali, and I'm a wig stylist for Orthodox Jewish women. In Judaism, a woman covers her hair because once she marries, her hair becomes private for her husband. These are all 100% human hair wigs. A wig in this salon ranges anywhere from, I would say, 800 to like 3,000, based off length, and sometimes based off color. A wig should last, I would say if you take care of it, I would give it a good 5 years. In terms of covering your hair, it's not about if they know if it's a wig or not. The only important factor here is that you know you are covering your hair.
It's such a shock sometimes for people to see religious people that are also, somebody fashionable. And so I think it's important for people to realize just like that there's so much more to people than what meets the eye.
Come shopping with me for a new wig. I'm here at Shani Wigs to try on a new shaitel. I've never had a lace front before, so I'm gonna see if I find one that I like. And check out all these wigs behind me. This is a shaitel that I had from when I got married. I've been married for 10 years.
Okay, and you've never changed wigs ever since?
This is my main shaitel that I wear all the time.
Okay, are you ready for a makeover?
Yes, please. As an Orthodox Jew, I cover my hair as a sign of marriage. So this is a lace front.
This is a lace top wig. So
Lace top.
Yeah, so the whole part is lace over here. You do have a hairline over here, so we need to add.
What does a wig like this
Cost usually go for? You have the measures for it?
Place bets on how long you think the wigs are, and then measure it.
This would be about like 773 because it's a color like 6.
More wide,
How stunning.
and then measure it.
This would be about like 7.
You know what's interesting to me? Why are they paying $7,000 when you can just get a human hair lace front that, black women will wear for $400 or $300? You can go on a website and buy a wig for $60. But a good quality lace front wig, a good quality one would be about $400, yet they're paying $7,000. The only thing I mean, is this lasting forever? I mean, she did say the last time she had a wig was about 10 years ago, but yeah, $7,000 for a human hair lace front. $7,000, and black women can buy a human hair lace front for $400. I just don't get why they're paying $7,000. But that's not my business. If they want to pay that much, I'm just wondering, is it a quality difference or something? Is it what makes that last longer than any other human hair lace front wig? I don't know. But basically, I wanted to show you this really quick because, you know, people love to believe that only black women are wearing lace fronts. That's not true at all. I don't care if it matches their hair texture. That does not matter. It is a fake wig. For the people who want to come in, well, the texture, it doesn't matter. Y'all go on and on about fake stuff, all this stuff. Well, they're wearing lace fronts. Okay, and I wanted to show that because a lot of people don't know. And if you look at the picture of this horrible woman, I mean, she didn't have the best wig to me, but she wears the wig. She makes the wigs for them. So imagine that. $7,000 she was bringing in, making these wigs for the Jewish women in the community. Had her very expensive sports car, living her life, and decides to just keep driving without caring, speeding, 20 speeding tickets, 93 violations. I mean, this woman is out of her mind. Okay, now some people are saying she has mental illness. She actually had won a case against a police officer before. Allegedly, she had accused him of rape, and I heard that she won that case. I'm not sure if this video clip is when they came to arrest her for murking this woman, or this was a different situation, but just notice how she's talking outside of her head.
I'm not going anywhere. This is my bed. You barged into my home without my knowledge, without a warrant, without even a reason to why you're here, without a validating excuse as to what the phone call was even about.
Come on, get out of bed.
Look, I'm not even resisting. Look.
Okay, so it says that Brooklyn wig maker Miriam posted a bizarre video on her Instagram account showing her getting pulled out of the bed by law enforcement. Okay, so this woman, I mean, she wasn't talking too crazy, but she had been diagnosed before with, she was in a psych ward. So let me show you the article really quick. It says that she claims again, excuse me, let me put a face up. She claims again that she was possessed by the devil. And that's what caused her to mow that mother and her 3 children down. Okay, and there are going to be a lot of people who are going to roll with this, claiming religious reasons that the devil made me do it. It's sort of something that people will say to win people over, because they think, well, maybe I won't go to jail for as long as I should go if I could say I was possessed by the devil, and then they'll be able to say that it was mental illness type of thing. And there will be people who will sympathize with her. Like, oh yeah, see, it was the devil. It was the devil. I can assure you there was no man with a pitchfork with these spiritual powers that jumped into her head. Having mental imbalances is a real thing. So many people have struggled before. I say that most people have had some sort of mental illness before, whether that be depression, anxiety, sometimes just not being balanced. That has happened to all of us. And so this woman is absolutely disgusting to me. Disgusting. I don't know how she can live with herself, mowing down a woman and her 3 children. 2 of the children passed away. The mother passed away. So let's get more into the article. It says that wig-making social media influencer Miriam Yarimi, she denied murking anyone and said she was haunted inside after mowing down a mother and her 2 children in a Brooklyn crosswalk. All right. She's 32 years old. She's been held for a psychological evaluation at the NYU Langone Hospital in Brooklyn since the horrific Saturday afternoon crash. She appeared via video stream from her hospital room in Brooklyn, dressed in a yellow hospital gown, as she sat along with her lawyer to face multiple courts on manslaughter and other offenses. She was held without bail, as she should be. The devil is in my eyes. I'm haunted inside. I didn't murk anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. Prove it. Show me the proof. You have no proof. Baby, everyone has the proof. She said that I was raped by cops when I was 14. That might be true. I need a CT scan in my eyes. I need to get the scanning done now. Where's my daughter? My daughter's always in my heart. I need to use the bathroom. I don't want to pee in the pan. She was going north on Ocean Parkway, driving twice the speed limit, the police said, when she sped through a red light, crashed into Natasha, is her name, the victim. Natasha Sada, she was 35, and her 3 young children as they crossed the Ocean Parkway. Her car, Miriam's car, flipped upside down. Natasha passed away from her injuries, and so did her 2 daughters, who were 5 and 8 years old. Her 4-year-old son, the victim's 4-year-old son, is in critical condition. Okay, this is absolutely horrendous. There goes the 3 children. Okay, the Uber was carrying a mom. Okay, Mahuba, 35, and her children. Okay, there was someone else, I believe, in a different car and said they didn't see anything until it flipped over. Okay, so after the crash, Miriam told the Hatsala medic she was possessed. Yes, I believe she said this to try to get out of this, and claimed that the CIA had been following her. Okay. Her remarks about being raped by cops refers to the allegations from the lawsuit she filed in 2023. She said that a police officer had groomed and raped her when she was a teenager, 14 years old, after she was arrested for shoplifting. The city settled the suit with her, and she won $2 million. She won $2 million. After this crash, Miriam repeatedly told police at the hospital she wanted to use a regular bathroom, not a pan, and asked for her phone. Doesn't even sound like she has great remorse. I mean, she did say that she's haunted by it, but okay. People are out here to get me, she said. I need a CT scan on my entire body. F you. I need a whole workup to get whatever is out of my body, to get it out. I didn't hurt anyone. All the evidence is on my phone. Miriam on Thursday said she consented to the virtual arraignment from her hospital bed, but was quiet and composed during the proceedings. Okay, so she's considered a flight risk, and they want her to be held without bail due to the nature and the severity of what she's done on the allegations. She also has a suspended license again. All right, look at that crash, horrible. So her defense lawyer, Joseph Amsel, asked that she be released on no bail or on a cash bail, stating she has no criminal record or and has ties to her Brooklyn community. Are you serious? Who gives a crap? Who gives a crap if she has ties to her community? She's the wig maker for the Jewish women there, and she doesn't have a criminal record. So what? Just because you don't have a criminal record doesn't mean that she didn't run that woman over and her children. She's not a flight risk, he said. She is well known. I don't care how well known she is. So what? So people are getting out of jail because of popularity? Are you serious? Where is she going to go, Your Honor? I think this is grossly inappropriate. Where is she going to go? She can stay in jail. They feed them in there and all that. Keep her in there until the trial. He also said the complaint against Miriam made no allegations about her driving speed or about whether she saw the victims before striking them. So they're saying maybe she didn't see them. The judge agreed that Miriam was a flight risk and ordered her to be held without bail. So this is absolutely horrendous. This is horrendous, and I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I mean, clearly this woman has a history of not giving a crap. 20 speeding tickets, 93 violations. She didn't even have a license, was driving out there. She didn't care. Now, what I think they need to do, and I'm sure they did, they need to test her for pills, and has she been drinking? Was there something in her system? Does she have, they said she has no criminal history, but does she have a history for being in the hospital for mental illness? They did say that she was in a psych ward before, but do they have any evidence of this when she was all throughout her life or anything like that? You know, mental imbalances do exist. A lot of people suffer from them. It is a real thing. It is a real thing. But it just seems like with her history, with 93 violations, it just seems like she didn't care. She was speeding. She didn't care. And how can you not see a woman with 3 children in her hands walking across the street? She ran the red light, and she did what she did, and she took the life of 3 people, 2 children who will not be able to grow up. I know this is a big thing around Brooklyn, her community, the Jewish community. I know this is the talk. How could it not be? And I wonder what would they also say, because she was in a psych ward. You know, there are a lot of religious people who don't believe that mental illness is real. They will often say that it's something spiritual and that it's the devil. Maybe that's why she said she was possessed by the devil, because it might garner her sympathy, because they're like, oh, it could not have been a chemical imbalance or anything mental. It was the devil. The devil made me do it. The devil jumped in me. The devil possessed me to do it. No, you did it because you didn't care. You did it because you did it. And you're trying to use the devil as a scapegoat to get sympathy or maybe not get jail time. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you can believe when you have a mental imbalance that the devil could be after you and all this other stuff. That does happen. But I believe that she's using that as an excuse to maybe not get harsh jail time or even end up in prison, because, you know, she's using religious things as an excuse to be able to get away with what she did. And this is absolutely horrible. Rest in peace to the victims. Now a little boy is going to grow up without his mother and his sisters. This is absolutely horrible, and it's scary because you never know when this could happen. This could happen to any one of us. Just walking, and out the blue, a car, a person who doesn't care, just room and mows you over. Oh my God, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Absolutely horrible, and your children. So may justice be served, and may she rest in peace and her 2 daughters. This is absolutely horrible. I just wanted to share this story with you. Be careful when you're crossing the street. Look everywhere you go. There are people who are not possessed by demons or devil. That's just something some of them say in order to avoid harsh jail time or get sympathy from the public. So this is absolutely horrible. Okay, this next story that I want to share with you, shout out again to Time Reacts. This is comedian Kypree Taylor, or Kypree Taylor. He's a YouTuber, he's a comedian, and there is a petition to have all of his social media shut down on Change. I believe it's change.org. I believe it's change.org. I will find the petition and I will link it as the first comment on here. If you want to sign the petition, look at his girlfriend on the left. She actually had looked worse than that with a black eye. He is 31 years old and he was arrested March 30th for putting hands on her. He beat her like she was a dog. He beat her like she was a man, because allegedly, word on the street is that he cheated on her with a man, with a trans. That's word on the street. Allegedly, he cheated on her with a man. She confronted him about it, and then he beat her up on camera. Unfortunately, I cannot play the video clip of him hitting her, but look at her. Look at her on the left. Her face is swollen, a black eye. And on the right, you can see him with his hands up. He was beating her. That's a clip, a picture of him. Her friend had came in. She was screaming, and he was just beating her and beating her and beating her. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. This looks like a crazy man. Okay. So he also goes by Kid Kypree. Now, here's the thing. I don't have much information But I looked through the comment section, and this was on X, Twitter, X, when he was filmed on camera beating the brakes off of her. I saw several people in the comment section. They said that they saw the video and it was absolutely horrific. So her sister was the one, I believe, who showed the video clip. Her sister is the one in family, or her sister, who started the petition. They want his YouTube shut down, all of his social media. They don't want this man to have any sort of presence online with a fan base or anything. They feel, and I agree that he needs to pay for beating the crap out of her. Beating the crap out of her. Let me look at her sister's statement really quick. She says, "This is sad as F that it took him to beat my sister. Me having to post a video that is horrific to even watch. For anyone to believe any other woman or girl has, hold on. She says, "This is sad as F for me that I had to post this video of this horrific beating of my sister." Okay, for anyone to believe any other woman or girl that has come out about a similar situation and no one took anything into consideration is really insane to me. There have been other women who said that he also beat them. There was a woman who was on a cruise ship with him who said that he threatened to throw her birth certificate overboard, and she wanted to leave, but he wouldn't let her, and he forced her to give him fellatio oral. And he recorded it and said that he would send it to her friends and family if she didn't comply with what he was saying. That was what one other woman also said happened with him. She says, "My heart hurts so bad for them. I'm praying for my sister and for the girl that just came out and told her story. To anyone who else is scared to come out, nobody deserves to go through nothing like that. I wouldn't wish any of this on my worst enemy." So men who hit women are absolutely disgusting to me. They're the scum of the earth. And the way that he was punching on her, a lot of these guys, they don't fight other men. They don't approach other men to fight all the time. In some cases, they do. Some of them are just like wild animals. Wild animals. But he didn't see her as a girl. He didn't respect her as a girl. As they say, the weaker vessel. He does not respect that. He is a man who will beat anyone. He doesn't protect women. And he's disgusting. He has been arrested. He needs to go to jail for battery. Look at her face. It would have been way worse if her friend or her sister or her friend didn't intervene. This guy, I never watched him before. I don't care to watch him. If you know who he is, baby, the petition is on change.org. I will link the petition if you want to sign it. Maybe it might make a difference. Ladies, if any man puts his hands on you the first time, walk away, because they will do it again. If you feel that he likes to play fight with you, he likes to throw things towards you, all of that, walk away. Get a restraining order. Have things on record, so if anything happens, there's a record that the police have. Have the men in your family, if they're good men in your family, have them get involved to check them. You know what I'm saying? Your brother, your cousins, your uncles, your dad, don't be afraid to tell someone what is going on. And, there are a lot of women who take many precautions to what they say to do, and sometimes it still doesn't end up well, what ends up happening. And if he could beat her like this on camera, I think it was a live stream or something, this guy is just an animal. Private or public, he's an animal doing something like that, and he needs to pay, period. I hate woman beaters. They disgust me, and she will be psychologically damaged from this for a while. It's not something that you forget when your man puts his hands on you. It's nothing that you forget. It hurts you. It damages you. Deep wounds. So I wish the victims well and that she recovers. Also, she needs to press charges, sue him. Okay, it's good that she has the photos as evidence. He cannot get away with this. And the man is deranged and disgusting. Sometimes there are signs and sometimes there are no signs. A man can just come out the blue. You piss him off that you're dating and beat you. You never know. But he needs to pay. Okay, and if there are any other stories any of you want to send me, my email is in the description box. And speaking of men putting hands on women, there's another story that I want to share with you real quick that is so disturbing.
Men who look for submissive women are extremely dangerous because they have not evolved past an animal's mindset. Submission is an animal's game. It's how animals communicate because they have no words. So it's easier for them to sort themselves into structures based on like status or physical strength, etc. We as humans ideally should have moved past that. But unfortunately, there is a substantial amount of us, and those people being mostly men, that have not evolved out of the mindset of a literal animal. That is how they will treat you. Wanting a submissive woman is not an ideology, it's an admission that this man's brain functions the same way as the brain of an animal. Not even all animals, just certain animals. There are animals out there that are more altruistic than some of these human men, and that are more understanding and kinder than some of these human men. Because at the point that you are beating somebody to their unaliving because they didn't quote unquote submit to you, instead of just moving on with your life, instead of just leaving them alone and accepting that you're not compatible, etc., the fact that you felt like you had to assert your dominance over somebody who would quote unquote not submit to you, instead of using the many forms of human communication that are available to us, like words, like a letter, like going to court even, right? If you feel like there's a legal dispute. All of these things are only available to us as humans, right? Animals don't have communication with words. Animals cannot write letters to each other. We as humans have really surpassed animals in our abilities to communicate our inner state to other people. That is what sets us apart from animals. It is the exact thing that these men are unwilling to practice. Because when your brain works in this sort of dominance, submission kind of binary way, the ultimate dominance over somebody who ultimately won't submit to you is to unalive them. And a lot of men still function this way to this day, right? This is why we have wars. This is why we have gang and like criminal activity, is because a lot of men think like this, these very binary terms. Either you submit or I dominate. Men have found all of these different ways to dominate women rather than just trying to get along with us, or rather than just accepting maybe they're just incompatible with a certain partner or whatever, because to them it feels like the ultimate failure because they were not able to conquer and dominate. And instead of accepting that, they let it fuck with their ego. They're only thinking in terms of submission and dominance. That is also how they deal with their ego. That's also how they process their emotions, right? They just control and dominate, or they deny themselves the chance of feeling and processing their emotions, and they jump straight backwards into an animal instinct. And unfortunately, a lot of these men act worse than animals when they go to dominate and conquer women, because we are able of much greater evil than animals are. And this is what some of these men use their physical strength to do when they feel like you won't submit. They not only want to annihilate you, they also want to humiliate you. So this poor woman was literally beaten to her unaliving. A man did that with his own hands, but only after he first stripped her naked and handcuffed her to a bench. He literally treated her worse than an animal, and he acted worse than an animal because she quote unquote wouldn't submit. Men with this mindset are extremely toxic and dangerous, and at some point they will stop at nothing to prove to themselves or to their friends or to their father or to you or to their own ego that they are not weak like you. They're not weak like a woman. The reason that they need to do that is because they themselves are so deeply insecure and so deeply disconnected with their human nature that they cannot handle the independence of another human being, that they actually rely on that as a source of strength. So please realize that when these men say that they want submissive women, they are just telling on themselves. They're basically letting you know that they are not emotionally or physically or mentally regulated enough to handle the independence of another human being in their life. This is very important. These men are telling you that they don't like people with critical thinking skills. And all of this combined makes for an extremely dangerous situation that you are putting yourself in as a woman. So please, no matter how much you think that man means well or that he's going to be a good leader or whatever, a good leader can take feedback. A good leader can deal with somebody unsubmissive without ever having to resort to unaliving them or having to ask them to stoop down so that they feel better about themselves. None of these are the signs of a good leader. Somebody who comes straight out and says, I need people to be submissive to me, doesn't actually want to be a good leader because they don't welcome critical thinking or criticism. So please stay safe out there. I love you so much, ladies. Godspeed.
When I first heard about this story, it was absolutely horrible. She said a lot that needed to be said. This woman, she was stripped naked. Her man and the roommate, his friend, both of them murked her. They beat her with a baton and their fists because she wouldn't submit. She had 4 children and she passed away from a heart attack. She was so panicked and scared and getting beat so badly, she had a heart attack. That's what happened to her. And she said so much in the video. You know, a lot of men who are controlling, a lot of them are insecure. They have a small penis, a number of them. They have a power trip. They don't have control. A lot of them are broke. There's a lot of things that go into it. A lot of these men who feel powerless, who feel like, well, I need to feel like I can dominate someone, like I got a little slave. I might not control everything in my life, but I can control her, you know, and toxic masculinity. So look, I just wanted to share this with you. This woman murked, unalive with a baton. He was a police officer. I think his friend was also a police officer who did that to his woman. So ladies, yeah, I wanted to show you Kypree Taylor, and I wanted to share this story with you real quick. And I felt like she gave a good analysis, explanation of these men who want you to submit and will take your life if you don't. You know, don't get me wrong. Submission, I mean, I understand submission. You know, your man is a leader, but you just don't get submission right away. You have to earn that. You have to show that you love me, you care for me, you protect me. You're my leader, not abusing me, you know. And naturally, when you're in love, I can't speak for all women, but a lot of women, you know, you want to make him happy. You cook him a good meal and pleasing in the bedroom. Of course, he pleases you and all that stuff. So, but some of these men are just crazy. He didn't see her as a human. He saw her as a slave, as an object. And she said he's an animal. He's not human. They're not human, these men doing things like this. So that is basically it for this video, everyone. I just wanted to share these 3 stories with you real quick. And I want to hear your opinion in the comment section. So thank you again for stopping by. The link again to the petition will be the first comment. And I cannot wait to read your comments, your opinions about all of this. You all take care. Bye, everybody. And if you decide to subscribe, hit the bell and click all notifications so you know when I'm live and when I'm uploading. You all take care.